unboxing. So, this is Chippy from ultrabooknews.com tonight with the Samsung Series 9. It's the 13-inch 900X3A, ultra thin, ultra light, and rather expensive laptop. We're going to be testing it in a live session tonight with people in the chat session in the background, so I'll be answering questions as we go along. And this evening, or 2 hours of live session, will be recorded in we'll have 3 or 4 10-minute sections recorded on YouTube. But if you want to get involved with the live sessions, catch up with us on Twitter at Ultrabook News, and you'll get notification of any other Ultrabook sessions that are coming up in the future. Or follow me at Chippy, where you'll get notifications of not only the Ultrabook stuff, but the Ultra Mobile PCs, the tablets, and that sort of stuff as well that I cover. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to give you an overview of the device, fake unboxing in this video, and we'll just do a quick round the device, and I'll talk about some of the things as we go around the device. So let's get right into it. So Samsung, thank you very much for sending this along. Express PR is the company that helped with that. This is the box. Of course, I've already opened it, and for a €1,600 device, actually I think the recommended retail might even be 1,700. You'd expect this sort of packaging, wouldn't you? So very nice hardboard packaging. There's yeah, not really much in terms of description or color or photography on the device. It's very plain, very stylish. It's actually all paper, but it does look pretty good. Not too much in terms of accessories though. There is a LAN adapter, which I'll show you in a bit more detail. This is for their LAN port. It's a proprietary LAN port that adapts into a normal LAN connector. It's a Gigi port on the Series 9, and the power adapter is there as well, and it's quite a small wall blister type power adapter with a standard 3-way kettle plug that goes in there, and you can either put a normal kettle plug in there and extend it out, or put in their adapter, and that's how that is. And that's fairly small and light with a nice long flexible cable, so it's a fairly good quality item. Let's put those to the side. I don't think I'll be needing the power plug tonight. Let's take a quick look then at the actual device itself. So 13 inches, and it is only 1.3 kilograms in weight. So the idea of this is it's a premium device with a good quality processing platform. It uses Intel's Sandy Bridge, second generation Core i5, running at 1.4 gigahertz nominally. That stretches between 800 megahertz and 2.3 gigahertz at the top end with turbo boost that we'll talk about later. But let's just go look around the design of the device first. And this is the main key sales marketing feature here, is this lovely fairly unique design with a duraluminum or duraluminium or Dura, I think they even call it, metal cover on the back of the screen. The metal actually also extends down underneath slightly as well, but the underside is actually plastic. So it's just trying to get the specs up for the size. I'm not sure. I think it's 17 millimeters thick at the thickest part. Let me just double check for you. 16 millimeters thick at the thickest part, so that'll be here. On the back, you'll notice it's a sealed unit. So one of the design decisions Samsung have had to make is to seal the batteries in. The reason they do that is that because it allows them to put the batteries in without the casing and the safety casing and the electronics that are needed if you make external replaceable batteries. That saves not only money, but it saves, importantly, space, so they can get more batteries in here. They've got 4 lithium polymer cells in here, and it's a 46.6 watt hour battery. So it's in comparison with netbooks which have 6-cell batteries, it's a fairly low end battery in terms of capacity. It's lithium polymer, so I doubt that it's a cheap battery though. Let's go around some of the ports though. we've got a little lanyard port here. It's going to be really difficult to see actually on this camera. I'm going to try and see if I can get some lighting down on that a bit better. If I move that there and then zoom a bit, maybe you can see this a bit better. So let's just wait for that to focus in there, and I'm just going to get the lighting on it. There's a little lanyard port. It's a security port, and that's pretty much it until you flip down this thing here at the bottom, and that's where you get 3 ports here. You've got USB 3, you've got a headphone out, and you've got a micro SD card slot there, and it's SDHC. One of these USB ports you can actually switch into charging mode, so that when the device is off it's still on. Useful for charging phones, of course. And that flips up and down really nicely and tidily. It does limit its accessibility a little bit, so if you're quickly dropping in and out USB plugs, it won't be as easy as an exposed one, but it's nice all the same. Down here, don't know if you can just see that, but it's a very small speaker outlet port. It's literally no wider than my thumb and about 2 millimeters in depth. The sound that comes out of it though isn't too bad. The same is on the other side here, and you really can't see that in this lighting, which is a shame. Here's the second drop down port, and what we've got here is a LAN adapter, so that's where the LAN adapter plugs in. So it's a proprietary LAN connector, GigE, and you'll need that to take that cable if you want to use hardwired LAN. Here is micro HDMI output, and this is your only video output port. Unfortunately, the cable's not supplied, so you have to go out and buy a cable as well. Now, for a €1,600 device, that's kind of annoying. Wouldn't expect it. Here's the second USB port here, and again USB 3, I believe. I believe they're both USB 3. Only one of them has the always on function. Here's the power input port just there, and that's pretty much it. There is on the back a couple of kind of vent ports. That's venting in. The venting out, and we can open this up now, is at the back in the middle, down there. Now, can I show you that? I'm not sure if I can, but you might be able to see the grills as I rotate it, and that's where the exhaust port is. Right, let's zoom out and show you around the actual device with it open here. Huge trackpad at the front. Now this is a pivoting trackpad, and if you touch the bottom half of it, it fairly easily clicks down. It's a really nice click feel, but if you click on the left hand side, it obviously is left mouse button. Click on the right hand side, it's a right mouse button, but you can, if you push hard enough, click it all the way up to the top middle. And this is one of the things you have to get used to when you're using this, because if you're used to this sort of double tap to click action, you can accidentally click the left button as well, and unfortunately you can get yourself into a bit of a mess with treble clicking. So you have to be careful of that. You'll have to learn how to use that if you're going to buy this device. But within 5 days I've found that I'm okay with it. The other thing is it's a fairly big trackpad, so your hands are going to be touching the trackpad as you use the keyboard. This has got palm rejection, so it's a multi-touch pad. It knows how much of the area is being touched. You can adjust the sensitivity of the palm rejection, and so far I haven't had any problems with moving the mouse button with my palm on it. So that's really good to know. It's programmable. I think there's 20 something programmable gestures on this, from the usual 4 down, 4 up, 2 down to scroll, rotate, in and out, all that sort of stuff. It's programmable, so plenty to do there. Keyboard is one of the Island type chiclet keyboards. Really nice. It's full size. I'm actually having a little bit of problem getting used to a full size keyboard again. Haven't used a full size keyboard on a laptop for many years, so those of you that use full size keyboard, no problem at all. This is a high quality, very high quality keyboard indeed, and really nice to use in terms of feel. It's backlit as well, adjustable backlight with automatic on and off based on ambient light as well. No real special keys. Of course, the function row at the top gives you access to a number of features like brightness, Samsung's control panel, battery mode, what else, volume, and the usual stuff there. Top right, we've got the power button and a bunch of lamps. You'll notice that it's a matte screen, so it's 1366 by 768 matte screen, and it's really nice brightness. We'll talk about that later. Here is also a quite nice webcam, which I believe is 2 megapixels. It might only be 1.3, but it does really nice quality, which is more important than having megapixels. Good low light performance and a good frame rate as well, so that'll be great for Skype HD type work. And that's pretty much it. Flexibility on the screen, I need to mention, it is a little bit flexible, but I dare say that's built into the design, and it's not going to damage the device in too much if you're just using it normally. One finger to close, and like the MacBook Air, one finger to open, so it's very nicely balanced there. Screen goes back to a 45-degree angle. So let's quickly switch this baby on, and while it's booting up, I can tell you that it's got a 128 gigabyte SSD in it that's extremely fast, up to 220 megabytes a second I've measured. So not only is the disk fast and the controller fast, but the disk bus is fast as well, so that's very useful. So it's actually booting up in 25 seconds from cold. That's including connecting to the network. It's connected now already, and that's including post as well. So 25 seconds including post to boot Windows 7. I've got a full Pro version here. Is pretty impressive. It gives you an idea of how fast that SSD is. 4 gigs of RAM, and I'm just going to boost up the screen brightness here, and as I do that, I'll tell you that the screen brightness is exceptional and goes to brightnesses you wouldn't want to use indoors. 400 nits is the maximum apparently, and I've used it outside, and it surely is one of the better devices for outdoor use, even in bright sunlight. Of course, you'll have to angle the device to get away from the reflection of the sun, but it's extremely bright. So lovely contrast as well, and colour and punch on especially for a matte screen. Very impressive. This is, Samsung have done this more than once, produced a screen that is top of the range, and they've done it again here on the Series 9. Processing platform, so it's a Core i5, it's second generation, so the Sandy Bridge, and it's the 2537M, which is normally 1.4 gigahertz down to 800 megahertz and up to 2.3 with turbo, twin core with hyperthreading as well. Just to give you a kind of idea of the sort of speed we're talking about, it is about 5 times as powerful as a netbook at its nominal speed at 1.4, so it will boost up to 10 times, 8 to 10 times a netbook, even a dual core netbook and an M550. If you talk about something like an Oak Trail tablet, you're probably talking about 10 to 12 times, 10 to 15 times the sort of processing power. So you're into this type of area where you can do video processing, video editing, video conversion, rely on multitasking, and actually do the sort of careless type of computing you tend to do on a desktop. You don't want to do that too much on this because you'll kill the battery life. This is a device that has good battery life if it's well controlled, but if you let it go wild, it can kill the device in 3 hours. On average, 6 to 7 hours battery life, in the extreme about 8 hours if you turn Wi-Fi off and the screen down low. So that's a quick overview of the Series 9. It is available at least in Germany, I know in the UK, and I think in the US. There's an 11-inch version as well, and I want to mention that quickly. The 11-inch version uses a Core i3, but it's not second generation. It's first generation's Core i3. It's the 380UM, I believe, which is significantly less powerful than Sandy Bridge versions of the same platform. So bear that in mind if you're looking at the 11-inch version. It is a slightly different platform, and the sort of performance we see and we test here tonight won't really apply to that, although I'm sure the battery life figures will be similar. Okay, that's it for the introduction and the first video. Of course, we'll be running two or three more videos this evening, so if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll better catch that. Thank you for watching. This is Chippy with ultrabooknews.com, and you can find out more at ultrabooknews.com. Thanks for watching. Right then.